back. In today's Diwali World Cup at clash at Chinnaswamy Stadium, Bengaluru, India won the toss and chose to bat. No changes in the playing 11, which was understandable. Either India or Netherlands, they went in with the straight. KL Rahul just scored his 17th ODI 50, joining Iyer, Kohli, Sharma and Gill. This marks the third instance in the ODI history where a team tops 5 batsmen all scored 50s in a single inning. Virat Kohli's 51 was a remarkable inning. He was bowled by Van der Merwe. Rohit Sharma's 61 was caught by Dilid of Baresi, and Shubman Gill was caught by Van McKeeran of Anil Teja, let's put it like that. The Indian openers, Gill and Rohit, started explosively, reaching 91 runs in the first 10 overs. Well, that's where it started, and that's why we have 3 of the eminent guests joining us. Paul Dennett from Australia, the ever-smiling Paul, and we have an Indian cricketer, Mr. Noel David, and also Tasmin Granger, who's been playing for Zimbabwe for 15 years and still going strong for another 5, hopefully. Well, I'd like to start the show with Noel David. Noel, you're happy with the way Indians have started batting and, you know, building the entire innings around the big total and the power play? Noel David, you'll have to unmute yourself. I'm so sorry. I think there is some audio problem. Yes, check.
Can you hear me now?
Absolutely, loud and clear. Go on. From the power play, yes.
Happy Diwali to you, first of all, and to the people around here. Yeah, I'm very happy, with the way the Indians started, especially the openers. We all know how Rohit has changed his game plans. He's more into attacking mode, and that's what he said in the interview, last interview, that, his game plan is to go after the bowlers and give a solid start to the Indian. And Shubman Gill, we know what kind of player he is. He is unstoppable now. He's been getting runs. Unfortunately, he's missing the 3-figure mark. Virat is in deep, very good form. He's been the highest run getter so far for the Indians. And Shreyas is chipping in. So the contribution of all the batsmen are coming together now before the semi-finals. And we all know that these are the top batsmen which have to contribute when it comes to the crunch games.
Absolutely. You would know it better. You played for India, and also you've been at the circuit for a long time as a player and now as a coach. Tasmin, what's the latest update so that we can go to David Brooks?
Currently, right now, India are sitting on 383 for the loss of just 3 wickets. They have been out there for a long time. Currently at the crease, you still have KL Rahul as well as Shreyas, and their partnership is with 189 runs just off 122 balls. There is 1.1 overs to go, so just call it 7 balls. And we made a prediction this morning. They were flying at about 10, possibly 11 runs in the first 5 overs. So maybe Netherlands done well enough just to slow them down a bit, because it was looking like 450 plus on the cards. And maybe now they'll find themselves somewhere around, I'd say, the 400 mark regardless of that.
Well, David, welcome to the show. Are we looking at an innings defeat for Netherlands? David Brooks.
This would have been the absolute star of the show. And so it is going to be, Sunil, a very, very big defeat inflicted on Netherlands, who've sort of faded after a promising start in the competition. I mean, how are they going to cope with this Indian bowling attack, which, we were talking this morning, is this the best ever India bowling attack in the World Cup? I believe it is. Statistically, it looks like it is too. Not only is no team past 300 against them, the economy rates of the bowlers and the strike rates are superior to any other India performance in the World Cup. And I don't think Netherlands will be equipped to deal with what India have to come at them on the bowling front.
Well, there are no guesses for India to be crossing and being a juggernaut, and it's difficult to stop them, unstoppable completely. But David, can I ask you a question? The answer should be yes or no. Are you wearing the MCC tie, the famous MCC tie?
This indeed is the famous MCC tie. I've been a full member only for 2 years after 28 years on the waiting list. So now I've got it. I might as well wear it.
Absolutely. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the party. Tasmin, what is the latest do we have right now?
Yeah, so Shiraz here just making sure that his team does get over that 400 mark. This last over currently, that has just been bowled by Logan Van Beek.
Yes.
He's traveling. He's got 3 sixes in this over, a 4, and an extra 4 runs as well. So you do the math. That definitely puts them somewhere around 25 runs just off this over. And there's still one over. They've just gotten into the last over. That's the 50th over right now. He's just hit a 6 off the first ball again. KL Rahul's trying to come to the party as well. I think he's feeling a bit left behind. He needs 5 runs to reach the 100 mark as well. Currently, Shiraz is on 127 off 93 balls. So looking like both guys just might walk away with 100 under their belt now.
Absolutely.
I'll have you know that Shiraz this is his highest individual score in an ODI match as well that he's currently sitting on today.
Noel, just a quick question to you. When was the last time you thought Indian batting was as invincible and could not be breached at any number? Your views?
I believe that we have a best batting side along with the bowling side. If you take the series against the Australians when they came down to India recently, I think that's where everyone tried to get in. And Asia Cup also, where KL Rahul's come back. Shreyas Iyer was out of form, but now he's come back. So everyone are up to the mark at the right time, and they're peaking. Especially Shreyas Iyer, the initial start. He was getting out. There was people talking about him, but now he's put everything behind it, and he's performing in his game. Rohit Sharma, Shubham Gill, everyone are talking. Don't forget the 7 and the 8 also can bat. So we are looking into them also because they've been not tested. So that's a little bit worrying if they are not tested. But hopefully, the top orders will do the job in the coming semi-finals and the finals too.
Absolutely. Semi-final and final is still a long way, but let me rattle out some records of Rohit Sharma and see which one impresses you a lot. Rohit Sharma has 503 runs, becomes the Indian captain who has scored the most runs in the World Cup. He left behind Saurav Ganguly's 465 and Virat Kohli's 443. Second in the queue is 24 runs, has hit the most number of sixes in the current World Cup. He has left behind Maxwell with 22 sixes. He's at 24. Rohit becomes the first batsman in the world to score 500 runs in the second consecutive World Cup. He scored 648 runs in 2019, and here he's still going strong. We'll have to do our math. And he's hit maximum number of sixes in a year. Broke AB de Villiers' record of 58. He's now at 60. Oh my God. I can't stop rattling it up. Has it impressed you?
Absolutely. Everything has impressed me about him. And that's why he's called the hitman of the Indian team.
Absolutely. This is what we are saying. Tasmin has a quick update, and we'll go on to David Brooks to get his view about his favorite batter in the world of all time, Virat Kohli. Yes, Tasmin.
So KL Rahul not wanting to be left out of the party today. He has crossed the 100-run mark. He's currently on 102, just off 63 balls with a strike rate of 161.90. I think he's batted brilliantly for me today. He's been a huge anchor where everybody thought Netherlands was probably going to break through. And, having got rid of Virat Kohli by courtesy of Roelof van der Merwe, they thought they were done with the hard work. But I've been talking about KL Rahul to say when he does get off, he gets off and he does it greatly. The partnership currently with 208 runs, just off 127 balls. So It's super interesting to see, it's a great time in any team when the possible people everybody thinks is here to steer the ship. For some reason, that is cricket, it's not their day, and they don't stick around for as well. But everybody else, it's a game of 11 players, just putting their hands up and saying, look, it doesn't matter who's gone, we're still here at the end of the day.
Absolutely, it doesn't matter who's gone, we are still here to stand, deliver, and keep our heads high. Noel, are we watching a kind of a PlayStation kind of a game here where batsmen are hitting at will? Or is it the same cricket that you played?
You can mention the PlayStation at present, the way they are batting, because it all started from Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, and all these guys. Not to take away Maxwell's or inning also. You see, it was like sitting and watching a PlayStation, a small guy, at will hitting sixes. Especially when during the school days, we used to play the book cricket.
Yes, book cricket. Yes,
six. So, all that pages when we turn. This is six. It looked like that. So these guys are massive. When we played, it was very hard even to cross that 60 yard or the 75 yards because now the bats have changed. The willow has changed. The power, all this generation. Gym generation has come into play, and that's why they're hitting massive sixes. 110, 120, 95. It's a matter of how this guy generates power. I need to do an inquiry and say what this guy did. But it's absolutely thrilling to watch these guys hitting those massive sixes.
Well, absolutely, David. Are we watching a video game or is it for real? Because I have to also rattle out your favorite batsman's record. Kohli scored the 71st 50 of his ODI career. He, with 594 runs, becomes the top scorer of the World Cup 2023. He left Quinton de Kock with 591 runs behind. And you had predicted, one of your predictions have come again right, that Kohli is going to rule the world, and he has.
It's been so consistent and scored his runs, with such ease, really. And I don't think it would have been appropriate for him to get the record-breaking century today against Netherlands. I think he'll be waiting for what about the World Cup final for Kohli to get that record?
Yep.
I think that would have the right sense of occasion about it. Don't you, Sunil?
No, absolutely. Tasmin has an update. Tasmin, what do we have here?
So India just completing the innings. KL Rahul unfortunately has fallen victim to Basta lead, who takes his second one today. India finishing up the innings on 410 for the loss of 4 wickets.
We want to repeat that. Can we request you to repeat it again?
India finishes off on 410 in their 50 overs for the loss of 4 wickets, having just lost KL Rahul at the end to Basta lead, who's taken his second today.
Oh my God. David, continue. I'm shocked on a Sunday, on a Diwali evening. Please go on. Take over from here.
Well, yes, happy Diwali to all our viewers and to everyone in the studio.
Yes.
I do think that it's a fitting Diwali occasion for India to plunder where there is light, there are Indian runs, and yeah, they've all helped themselves today. And this Netherlands attack looks like it's on its very last legs.
They started so promising. David, forgive me for interjecting. They started very promising. They thought they were the new kids on the block who would just rule the world, and they would get their ratings high. They impressed you. They impressed the critics. Suddenly they are like, I'm sorry to say, but they are like B team of England.
England B team. Oh dear. No, I think what we're seeing is that this is a long tournament, and a bit like a boxer who starts off with a good couple of rounds and then by round 5 or 6 is struggling. I think that's what we're seeing. Netherlands are having to slug it out with the heavyweights, and they've got the heavyweight champions last. What game would they have least wanted in their last game to be drawn against India? There's no way they're going to be going out on a high. They'll have to wait for those highs until they return to the coffee shops of Amsterdam. In the moment, they've got a crushing low because they're going to fall to a very heavy victory here. And the question is, which Indian bowler is going to stand up and do the major damage? I mean, we're talking about a victory probably of over 200 runs, potentially. If India likely on the current form to get in early with wickets at the top end. And that's what's been so pleasing about watching India in this tournament. It's almost like a test match opening attack with attacking fields. And then you've always got Jadeja and Kuldeep up your sleeve. You need them. I mean, it is an all-round brilliant bowling attack. Yes, the batting. I mean, is it it is a complete India team, and we've seen a complete performance from India. This is going to be 9 out of 9. As Paul was saying on the breakfast show this morning, this is the start. Could this be the start of domination of Test and 50 over long form formats by India in the way that we saw Australia and West Indies have their spell of domination in the last century? It's looking like it. Where are the chinks in this India team? And there's plenty of talent, no doubt, waiting in India B to come in if anyone does lose form. But India everyone knows their role. It's a complete side playing complete cricket.
Absolutely, playing complete cricket. Noel, on a lighter note, do you think there's a chance for India B team to compete at the international level? The way India A team is going. Noel David.
Well, do you remember those triangular tournaments?
Yeah.
When Australia and Australia A used to play, and then one time they had a triangular tournament where, Australia A and Australia made it to the final. I'll let Noel pick up on this.
Absolutely. You're right. We got a solid foundation of youngsters. If you go to the National Cricket Academy, you see the growth of under 19, the 16s, where they are growing and developed to make a career out of this lovely game. They are under the guidance of the master himself, VVS Lakshman. So as you said, we can feel not only B, a C team also. There's so much of talent in India. In every state or nook and corners of our country, you can see people playing gully cricket. And that's how, not to tell you, Siraj came from this.
Yes.
He was a tennis ball
Just
player
explain. You're from more or less the same place. You've seen him grow. Your contribution has to be there.
Yeah,
Just take us through.
Yeah, he used to play this tennis balls game, and we had a selection in the academy for all the fast bowlers to come down and try the skills out where we could select a few this thing. And he was selected. And from there, I was the selector, Jyoti Prasad sir, all these guys were selected. They have enforced him into the team. And from there was no looking back. He was just bowling at his will with the red ball. I know he came from a very, very low background, but all these guys helped him through. The club which he played, Siraj went through that process of playing the juniors, under 23, coming into the Ranji Trophy, and not to forget Bharat Arun.
Yes.
He is the man behind Siraj's success today.
Absolutely.
Because Bharat is the one guy who has spotted during the Ranji Trophy when he was the coach, and straight away put him into the RCB team, and that's where Siraj was highlighted, and Siraj took over from there. His debut was so high, but from there he grew on.
Absolutely. No, we'd like to stay on to this for another minute because it's a World Cup special, and at the same time, Siraj is is one of the top 5 bowlers here. The way he's been bowling with great aplomb is quite commendable. Just tell us, what is he doing right in this World Cup? Is he pitching it up, or is he bowling at the right good length delivery, or is he keeping it a bit short and waiting for batsmen to make mistake, or just he's simply skillful? All 4 of them.
Yeah, if you see the initial start of his career, he was too short in his length. He used to bowl the short pitch balls where he was getting hammered, or he was trying to bowl too up. But he worked on it. He worked his line and length. He started to do a lot of variation with his outswingers, especially his outswingers are brilliant with the new ball. If you see the Sri Lankan captain, when he got him out with a beautiful outswinger, he started to change his line and length, and he started to work on the weakness of the batsman, which was important during his career. At this point, he started to know the batsman's weakness, and he started to bowl that line and length to them. If you see, he doesn't. His seam position is not like Mohammad Shami or the past Srishant what we had. But Siraj wobbles the seam, seam across sometimes, and his wobble seams doesn't predict whether the ball is going to come in or it's going to go out. So that is very dangerous when a bowler bowls with a wobble seam, because he keeps the batsman
guessing till the last minute.
Yeah.
And that's where he commits on a shot and makes that mistake. Is that what you're trying to say, Noel?
Exactly. Being a batsman, you cannot guess, especially with the new ball, whether it's going to come in or going to go out. See, even Bumrah is predictable because with his action, we can know if he's going to bowl an in-swinger or an out-swinger. But with his pace, it is very difficult to pick it up off the pitch. But Siraj, off the pitch, when steam is wobbling, it is difficult because whether you're going to play for the in-swinger, it goes out. If you're playing for the out-swinger, it comes in. So their batsmen have to be very careful when Siraj bowls. But when it's a day, he is very dangerous.
Absolutely. That's what David has been mentioning for a long time. Siraj is our secret weapon. Well, talking of bowling, we have another bowler from Netherlands, who's done damage to his own team. He's bowled 10 overs, has given 107 runs with no wickets. It's Logan Van Beek. And Van der Merwe has been more successful. 10 overs, 53 runs, 1 wicket. Bas de Lead, 10 overs, 82 runs, 2 wickets. And that's where the problem starts, where you don't have an attacking bowler, skillful bowler to contain a big side like India. David, your last few words, and then we'll move on to Tasneem for the final wrap-up of the show. But your words on this particular match. Are you impressed or are you damn impressed? David Brooks. David Brooks, you've got to unmute yourself by mistake. You've just got yourself mute. Fire.
Can you hear me now?
Absolutely.
Yes.
You've got 30 seconds.
Yeah. Netherlands won't have faced bowlers have faced anything like this before. At the end of the tournament, they'll be looking to slope away, and leaders had a terrible amount of damage inflicted on him. But
you've got to put your camera on, David. We can't see you with the MCC tie. We can only see the black screen. Oh, it's a pity that David Brooks has just by mistake exited himself. But that's the problem with the romantically inclined for the ODIs and not the T20 generation.
I will answer it first.
Yes, go on, Noel.
Okay, not to forget, Netherlands is a team which has just come into the big scene. They've been into the World Cup. And not to forget, they have beaten the best sides, the world champions, twice in 2020 and now. So they are growing. Like if you see the Sri Lankans, the initial starts when Ranatunga, Arvind, all these guys were playing.
Kalu Vitarna, Arvind De Silva, Jai Surya, Pramod Vikramasinghe, all put together. Well, David seemed to have appeared back, but again on a black screen. Well, Tasmin, India has just scored the second highest World Cup score today. They've scored 410. They just missed it by 3 runs when they scored versus Bermuda in 2007 in Port of Spain. Well, your closing remarks before we get on the other and we wrap the show. All the guests have gone, it seems.
Yeah, definitely. I think Netherlands, I take nothing away from the performance they've had. Just as Noel has mentioned, this is a new team in the World Cup, on the World Cup stage, definitely. And they have a lot to learn. I'm sure they're going to take a lot away from this game as well, regardless of what the score is on the board. They do have a tough task at hand for themselves right now, facing the likes of the current number 6 bowler in Mohammad Shami. He's got an economy of just 4.3, facing Jasper Bumrah. He's one of the most economical seamers currently in this World Cup, regardless of the fact that he's sitting somewhere close to number 10 on the current rankings list. His economy is just 3.65, and he's been one of the most lethal in the power play as well as in the death as well. They still have to come up against Siraj, who we've just been talking about, whose economy is 5.23. Nothing along the likes of Logan Van Beek today, going at 10 runs and over, say.
Yeah. Well, what do you get when you have top 5 batters scoring 50 each? Rohit Sharma at 61, Gill at 51, Shreyas Iyer at 128, KL Rahul at 102. That makes Virat Kohli's 51 look so meager, small and inconsequential, but that's not the case. India has just posted 410 runs against Netherlands. This is an inconsequential match, but a very important match for the team to play, get their act together before the final face-off against New Zealand very soon.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.